For starters, hello, my name is Crystal. Moving forward to my interview questions, question number one, was it in my plan to obtain a college degree? Yes, from the beginning of high school, my plan was always to obtain a college degree. At the given time, I didn't know what area of study I wanted to take. I was caught in between the medical field and the education to become a teacher. So I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. All I knew was that I wanted to go to college and I needed to go to college. From a very young age, college has always been implemented in my future plans, especially with a mother who was a teacher. Education has always been top priority in our home. Next question. Does my current job require a degree? Yes. As a safety coordinator in general industry, construction, and as an instructor for CPR and first aid training, I didn't necessarily require a degree, but I was required to take a variety of classes and trainings. I had to go to Houston and travel to other places to get certified for my job. And also every 2 years, I had to constantly be taking classes to renew my certification for a lot of the jobs that I was doing on site. Next question. Am I an individual who takes initiative and am I a risk taker? Yes, I am a person who takes initiative. I believe strongly in taking lead. I don't mind following a lead, but personally, I like taking lead. I believe strongly in taking risk, and I also believe in making mistakes. It allows you to move forward. And honestly, in my opinion, it's the only technique where you're able to learn and progress either in your career, in your life, or in your education. To be honest with you, if I wouldn't have pushed myself to the limit, if I wouldn't have taken that initiative, if I would have taken that risk to go to college, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now. Next question. Did you seek a degree in the area you really desire? Yes, I did. Like I said, after high school, I made up my mind that I wanted to pursue my education in order to become a teacher. So I went ahead and majored in education for early childhood. And honestly, I wouldn't have gone to school and spent a major amount of time, energy, and money to obtain a degree in something I have nothing to do with, in an area that I have no desire to be in. So I was lucky enough to make that choice. I couldn't be any more happier. I enjoy teaching. It's a passion that I've always had, and I'm glad that I took that step and furthered my education in something I enjoy doing. Do I consider myself brave enough to venture and try new things? To be honest with you, I do consider myself a brave individual. Reason being because in my past and now, never did I see myself, or never did I even plan working in the construction field, working in general industry, giving CPR and first aid classes. Believe it or not, I'm a very shy individual. It takes me a lot to go ahead and talk to a classroom full of individuals. So it took me some time. It was very challenging. At first, it was very nerve-wracking. And to be honest with you, it was challenging at times dealing with individuals who had years of experience in construction. Also, dealing with the majority of these individuals being men, it was very challenging. Being the only woman in the classroom, being the only woman in the field, at times it was challenging. But I'm glad I was able to try out these new paths in my career, and thankfully it had a lot to do with education. It had a lot to do with taking these classes. It had a lot to do with my college career. And that's one thing that the youth of today needs to realize, that the more knowledge you have, the more power you have. Knowledge is power. You have respect toward others, have respect towards you. You're wanted in a variety of different fields. And also, you have that advantage of getting a better pay. You have a better, even the way you live your life. I mean, you have that advantage. And that's what the youth of today needs to realize. If it weren't for my college, if it weren't for the classes I've taken in my past, I wouldn't have been able to do a lot of the jobs that I did today. I wouldn't have been able to get to know individuals that I know today. It's given me a lot of opportunities to travel. It's given me a lot of opportunities to meet individuals. And honestly, if it weren't for college, if it weren't for my career, I wouldn't have a lot of the materialistic things that I have now. So yes, I do emphasize on education. Everybody is different. I don't, I want to say, if you don't go to college, it doesn't necessarily mean that you won't succeed in life. Everybody's different. When I got out of high school, I went to college. My first day didn't necessarily go too well. I couldn't afford it, and that drew me back to working for 2 years. Following those 2 years, that's when I went back to college. I didn't start college right away, and after that, that's when I went ahead and got my bachelor's in education. So it took me time, but luckily I was able to get my bachelor's in education. And like I said, everybody's different. You might take 4 years to start school, or you might start right away. It doesn't necessarily mean that you are less or more than anybody. It gives you an advantage, but it also doesn't hold you back from it, from any opportunities that are given to you or that are around you. That's one thing I stress, and I tell everybody as a future teacher. Yes, I emphasize on education, and I believe education is very essential, beneficial, and very important. But at the same time, it doesn't hold you back from any opportunities that are out there, because if you're a risk taker, if you have that initiative in you, if you take lead of yourself, you will succeed no matter what. A lot of people don't need an education. A lot of people do. Everybody's different. So you take your lead in your life, and you do what you have to do to pursue what you want to do, either in education, in your career, or in your life personally. And that's pretty much what I have to say about education, about the questions. Thank you for your time.